When you turn on the key, you anticipate a smooth start, but your car dies right away. You could be scratching your head over a number of reasons related to this confusing problem. Even though it's annoying, your car stalling right away after starting indicates a few possible issues. Watch the video to learn what causes a car that starts to suddenly turn off. But just before we start, please make sure you've subscribed to the channel. Anti-theft system issues. Anti-theft systems, which disable one or more of an engine's essential systems to discourage would-be thieves, are now commonly installed in a large number of modern cars. But a problem with this system, like a transponder malfunction or key chip, can disable a car in a similar manner. When a car's anti-theft system malfunctions, it frequently stalls shortly after starting. This happens when the anti-theft system in a car prevents the fuel pump from receiving power. Consequently, a car usually stutters and dies in a matter of minutes. When an anti-theft issue arises, a key icon is frequently shown on the instrument cluster of the car. Mass airflow sensor issues. The mass airflow, also known as the MAF sensor on a car, measures how quickly air enters the engine's intake. These numbers are crucial because they are used to determine the fuel trims of engines. This fundamental idea is crucial for figuring out the ideal air-to-fuel ratio for effective operation, which places high importance on the practical operation of mass airflow sensors. However, mass airflow sensors do occasionally malfunction, giving the ECM of a car inaccurate or erroneous information. The same problem can also be caused by a dirty mass airflow sensor. An engine's air-fuel ratio becomes skewed in either of these two situations, which frequently results in engine stalling. Inoperable EGR valve. These days, every vehicle is built to meet federally mandated emission standards. This is achieved by utilizing specialized machinery designed to reduce harmful exhaust emissions. The EGR valve, which circulates a combustion byproduct through an engine's intake manifold, is one such piece of machinery. The cylinders of an engine are once more filled with these fumes to be burned. Sadly, EGR valves break easily, which makes it difficult to reintroduce these exhaust gases in a proper manner. A malfunctioning EGR valve frequently causes exhaust gases to recirculate when the engine is cool, as opposed to just when it is warm. The same problem can also arise from carbon fouling jamming an EGR valve. Engine stalling frequently occurs as a result of this. Fuel system problems. For an engine to run efficiently, the fuel system must be in good condition. Numerous problems, including ones that eventually result in stalling, can occur when the fuel system isn't operating correctly. This is because one of the necessary components of combustion is the correct delivery of fuel. There is always a trade-off between reduced performance and reduced fuel delivery. Many distinct fuel system problems could cause stalling. A faulty fuel pump relay, malfunctioning injectors, a failed regulator, and a weak or failing fuel pump are a few of the most prevalent of these issues. In any case, a fuel pressure gauge must be used to verify problems of this kind. Significant leak in vacuum system. An engine's intake manifold creates a natural vacuum, also known as negative pressure, when it is running. When an engine's cylinders go through their intake stroke and draw air into each individual combustion chamber, a vacuum is created. The engine's throttle body regulates the precise volume of air that is permitted to enter the intake manifold. On the other hand, unmetered air may enter the engine of a car due to a vacuum leak, which occurs within the intake tract. As a result, there is a lean condition where there is not enough fuel dose to counteract the increase in intake air volume. This kind of vacuum leak can, in extreme circumstances, cause stalling. Faulty idle air control valve. The engine's idle air control valve regulates intake airflow while the engine is idle because the throttle plate is closed. Shakes and misses while the engine is idle are just a couple of the problems that can arise from a problem with this valve. A malfunctioning idle air control valve may, in extreme circumstances, even cause an engine to completely stall. It is important to note that when an engine's AC compressor is running or other accessories are turned on, stalling caused by the air idle control valve usually happens. This is because changes in RPM that take place at idle are also controlled by the idle air control valve. Ignition system problems. If you want your engine to run as efficiently as possible, your car's ignition system needs to be in good operating order. There are situations when malfunctioning parts of the ignition system can keep a car from starting or make it stall at any time, even right after startup. This is because spark delivery for combustion is the responsibility of the ignition system. The battery terminals, ignition coil, ignition switch, spark plugs, or plug wires of a car can all be the source of an ignition-related stalling condition. Moreover, stalling or, at the absolute least, a very rough idle can result from several malfunctioning spark plugs or coil packs inside a single ignition system. How to diagnose. Before going too much further, check the fundamentals. Recall that proper car operation requires air, fuel, spark, and timing. Observe how the car starts and then breaks down. Does it sputter before dying? Does it shut off immediately like you turned the key? All of these point to the underlying cause of the problem. To focus on the issue, some diagnostic work will need to be done. Start by checking for codes to see if any sensors, like the MAF sensor, crankshaft position sensor, or camshaft position sensor, are reading incorrectly. Hope the information was helpful for you. If so, please press the like button and subscribe to the channel.